Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're in the Dome. It is senior night for the Lady Elks soccer. Right now, the captains are on the field right now, getting it done that way. Our three officials in their fancy lime green shirts, getting everybody lined out. Here in the Dome, we're getting ready to start the first game of two. We're here for the Blue Ridge game, and they'll be right back after this with a second stream, Sholo Cougars, as the boys have senior night. I'm pulling double duty, so I've got another microphone for the Dome mic, and so I will be back and forth a little bit. But don't worry, as you just saw Mr. Cass Pond walk by, we got him with us. He's going to take care of business that way, and we will be much more intelligent in the soccer game momentarily. We've got a couple cameras. We got Dan, the Truth Man. We got a new camera crew here today. All right, Cass, go ahead and get you a seat, get comfy. We'll get you lined out with some music. So, Cass, what happens at midfield right here? They just lining them out? Are they picking which goal to defend? What happens there?
They do a coin toss, and as they do the coin toss, whoever wins it gets to decide whether they're going to kick off or if they're going to receive. It's kind of like football. And then the other team gets to choose which side they'll defend first. And in an indoor, it doesn't make that much difference. But when you're outdoors, a lot of times,
wind, weather,
downhill slope, things like that. And also, like our field here, the sun as it comes up, when it's setting, a lot of times games are right there, and so the sun is right in your eyes, and you don't want it in your eyes, and those type of things.
Ladies and gentlemen, wait. Did you guys turn off the amp? Perfect.
Well, we got some technical difficulties going on right now.
Hopefully everyone can hear us still.
I believe they can hear us going out. It's just the house mic that's down, so trying to work that out right now. Looks like the officials are at midfield ready to go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there we go. Wes is now firing up the
The officials are going to have to look almost straight up, and if you would take a moment, remove your hats, stand, and join us for the national anthem.
Got the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Dome. We got senior night Lady Elks soccer as we get ready. Round Hill Elks hosting the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. We are live streaming tonight's contest. If you can let your friends and family know that they can go to Let's Go Elks on Facebook and YouTube. That's Let's Go Elks. We've got the game streaming live for you online. That's Let's Go Elks.
Looks like we have a 3 official game going today.
All right, so explain to me what the official makeup is here.
Yep. Oh, the way it works, the one in the middle is the main official. He calls the game on the whole field and runs and plays. The side flags, they pretty much have from 50-yard line, half field, to the goal. And so they call, and when they see it, they hold up the flag, and the middle official is supposed to see and recognize the flag, and then they converse about whatever the call may be. What happens, though, a lot of times, if the middle official doesn't see the flag, then there can be things that happen without even knowing what's going on. So it looks like Blue Ridge is going to take the kick. Number 10, Addison Brimhall. Looks like she's a senior. The game's going. She drops back to the defender. She's kicking up to the side. She goes to the left. Make a little bit of moves. Kick, just send it to the number 7, it looks like. Going to the left. She just crosses to the middle to number 12, who kicks on goal. For right away, they have a shot on goal. Nice stop by Round Valley. And the kick comes out. Blue Ridge takes immediate control, but then Round Valley steals it right back in the midfield.
So nice stop right off the bat by Miss Finch there.
Yes.
So I didn't know this, Cass, but she carries 2 numbers, one when she plays the field, one when she's keeper. Is that a typical thing?
Yeah, that's kind of the way it works, just so that they can keep that separate.
Okay.
And usually the number that they use as keeper is it's different. I mean, they just, you know, when they go on the field, then you have to identify them as someone different.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Pretty good ball placement. One of the big things that Round Valley's looking to do is to challenge every ball as it comes, as Blue Ridge passes, or as Round Valley has it, to get in and gain possession of the ball. Got a throw in by Blue Ridge here on the side, number 14. She throws in, controls, again creating a little triangle out on Blue Ridge. Round Valley ball going up the left side. Blue Ridge kick. Send. Round Valley just send to the left corner, and Blue Ridge kicks it out so that they can retreat. Round Valley has a throw in.
Now, Blue Ridge boys, I know, well known for their soccer program. Does that carry over to the ladies' side as well, Cass?
Yes. Their ladies are. They've gone in spurts where they've been really, really strong, and then, you know, they have a couple years where not quite as strong, but then they continue, so that they are. And one of the big things attributed is their AYSO program runs really well, and so a lot of these kids play a lot of soccer.
Maddie almost used her head there a little bit of excitement. But so you're saying from kinder on, these kids are getting good soccer, good fundamentals from day one.
Correct. And Round Valley has our AYSO program going here, and then it's going into the junior high. It drops off a little bit in junior high as there's so many programs in our community, so small, with the youth football and the youth.
So few kids, so many programs.
Correct.
Yep. I've often said that with soccer and football, with our town and a school our size, we could have an outstanding, amazing soccer or football team, but it's hard to have both at the same time.
It is.
Which we do have great programs on both sides of that. Don't get me wrong at all. It's just
right.
to sharpen the pencil, dial it in a little bit more. You want those kids with legs on the soccer field to be your wide receivers. You want these strong kids here out there too, so it's a give and take for sure.
That's exactly right. Well, and what you see a lot happen with our smaller schools, like us and St. John's and some of these smaller schools, our team consists of freshmen through seniors.
Mm-hmm.
And Round Valley just had a shot on goal, didn't quite go in, so it's going to be a goal kick. But so you have a team of freshmen through sophomores, where a lot of these other teams are really experienced with juniors and seniors because they have more people that are playing. So it makes it a little bit more difficult to compete because you don't quite have as much experience. It's kind of going back and forth. Round Valley's got a little bit of control, and Got Young controlling the ball in the middle. Taking moves, goes out to the outside. Mariscal.
Maddie trying to get it in the corner.
Yeah,
Nice.
she crosses, but not quite able to get around on it, so it goes out of bounds.
So Round Valley graduating a lot of seniors this year, Cass. I want to say there's 8 ladies that are going to be graduating out of this program.
Yeah, we saw that as the captains came out. Because one of the traditions we have at senior night is to have the seniors be captains. So all the seniors
All of
that
them.
we have. Yep. As many seniors as we can, they want to be captains. So when you saw at half field, the beginning of the game, we had 8 captains.
I wondered why, because with all the COVID restrictions, we've typically seen 1 and 1, and so that's nice that that's a tradition right there. So,
No, it makes it really nice. Right, Blue Ridge has possession. Send it up, but the defender for Round Valley takes it and controls it. Little deflection. Blue Ridge number 12. Emily Fogel controls it, and they get it and drop back. Round Valley challenged it, but then Blue Ridge, they would control it. Again, she sends it to the left side. Going up the left side, sends it up to the middle. Round Valley's keep comes out and stops any prevention, stops the progress.
Jaden with a tough night last night, as I understand it. That's gotta hit you mentally. Looks like she's shaking that off, at least so far in the game today.
And that's excellent. Yeah, they faced a tough team last night.
Northwest Christian, correct?
Northland Prep.
Oh, Northland Prep, excuse me.
Northland Prep out of Flagstaff. They're ranked number 1 in the state. They've got a couple girls that are ball players. For sure they'll probably go play collegiate somewhere.
Nice.
We're here on the right side, and it just kind of kick it out, throw it in, kick it out, and that happens a lot in soccer as both teams are trying to gain possession of the ball. Send up to the middle. Round Valley clears it. Looks like it's going to be a corner kick for Blue Ridge. One of the fun things is having and setting up plays for the kids. The kick went right across the goal, but setting up a play on corner kicks, because it's such a thrill to score off of a corner kick, just because if the ball's placed right, it's just magic. Round Valley controlled it. Looks like we've got Ashley Whiting who controls it, sends it up to Mariscal.
One of the many seniors.
Yeah.
Kind of a neat thing, but scary at the same time. You can almost play. You're playing all of your seniors at the same time, essentially. But you got to have those underclassmen getting game time and getting play. And so fun to see the girls get to play one more time regular season together. But double-edged sword, for sure.
And it makes it hard in preparing for the future. And Round Valley right now, their boys and girls soccer team does not have JV programs right now. So it'll be interesting to see how the progress continues up without having that youth to come and get the experience.
Again, talking about the numbers, it becomes a numbers game, not just in the small youth Little League programs, but here we are at the high school level and only able to jersey out a varsity team.
Correct. Round Valley clears it.
Good defense there.
Yes.
Smart defense by 14 for the Elks.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was Bevel.
Yeah, Keola.
Guess what? She's a senior.
Yeah.
We'll be saying that a lot tonight.
Yeah, I would imagine most of the girls on the field right now are seniors.
So I take it I got fired off the camera.
Negative. I told him, even more importantly, Dan, I'm going to put you in my chair here in a bit, and I want you to get comfortable behind the switcher just so you can see what migraines Ethan goes home with when we do this.
So is that a promotion or a demotion?
It's cross-training.
Cross-training.
Okay, so what are the positions in soccer? Can somebody enlighten me, please? You know, I know there's no tackles, guards. What
Correct.
I mean,
Well,
what have we got
there
here?
are tackles in soccer. It's just not a position.
Right.
Okay.
We
So
just sent. So these up front, they're called forwards. Usually you have 2 or 3, just depending on what formation you set up. You could also call them strikers as another word or another phrase that they use for that same position.
Is that regional, or is that just a dual term for it? Is strikers a European term and we use forward, or is it just?
I think the actual one is forward, but strikers just kind of became something you use also because that's my interpretation. But the actual term is forward.
Gotcha.
And because they're the ones attacking on goal up front. Usually you have your quickest, your fastest, your ones that can explode right to there, because a lot of times you'll have send balls pushing to get through.
Yep.
Then you have the midfield, which can be 3 or 4, again, depending on what your formation is. And then you have your defenders, your defense.
I almost seen your midfielders as utility players because they could be up, they can be back.
Right. The midfielders are key players because they control the ball. They go to win the ball. They go to get the ball, to pass the ball, and you know, we talked before, but whoever controls the ball the longest and the most wins the game more than likely, just because they have more opportunities to score on goal. So if that midfield can control it, then they have more opportunities.
So what are the limitations as far as, can everybody be everywhere, or do they have certain zones they have to stay within? How does that work?
You can pretty much go anywhere. The only real rule is that a goalie can't pick up the ball outside of their box, but a goalie could go all the way down the field and score with their feet if needs be.
And that is strategy. You're down or you're tied, you want the win. You'll see people pull a keeper, and it's a very offensive play to make. You leave the goal wide open.
Correct.
And then just send everybody down.
Yeah, you're powering it.
Yeah. It's kind of like a hockey
pull your goalie,
too.
Yep.
Yeah, pull the goalie and just attack.
And I guess the strategy there would be to keep the ball down on their end and hopefully get a goal out of it. Is that the?
Well, it's typically a last-ditch effort into the game, power play, maybe right before half, when there's not a lot of oopsie. You know, I mean, because if you do, literally this keeper could clear it, and if it rolls through the goal, it's
a
good.
goal.
Right.
So they could kick it, and if it just rolls into the goal, then there it is.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Okay.
And so it doesn't happen very often. You don't see someone pull their goalie that often, but you will see a lot of times them pull everyone else to push to attack.
Mm. A lot of times from the soccer I've seen, you'll see your defenders, they won't leave mid. So you see the Elks defenders right here, the ladies right in the middle, and they typically won't go. And they're also watching the strikers on Blue Ridge playing that field as well.
Correct. And there's a reason that they stay at mid, because when they can go as far as they want, but if the other team is there at mid and the kick goes, there's no offsides at midfield. It doesn't matter. And so they stay at mid just so that they can make sure that they will at least be even with the opposing team.
Because you've got offsides figured out, Dan, right? Clear as mud?
The ball can't go forward without somebody being behind somebody else.
The defender.
Right?
A defender has to be between the offense
and the goal.
When the ball's kicked.
Then it's a free-for-all.
Then it's a free-for-all.
As soon as you kick it.
So it's like icing then in hockey.
Correct.
Again, another hockey parallel.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, Blues controlling up the middle. Kick. Again, you look to them. They go to the outside, and then they go in and try to send it up the corners. Is usually what they do, so then they can cross it in from the outside.
Oh,
So
there we
here
go.
we have a
Opportunity.
Yes. Oh, deflection. Good attempt by round volley number 3,
Ashley Whiting, yeah.
Okay, goal kick, round volley.
So I'm just really sad that Ethan Holliday's not here. Ethan has referenced girls soccer as the most violent sport he's ever witnessed, I think.
Yeah, I don't know that I would agree with that, but
this comes from a guy that I know watches UFC fights, and so that's a statement right there.
Yeah.
I know that girls tend to be a little more aggressive than guys when they compete, but I don't know that I would call girls soccer the most violent sport. Yeah,
He was fairly adamant about the statement. I'm not sure what we do with that.
Well, if we say all time, we have gladiators, we have all kinds of things. We have a lot of comparisons we can draw.
It's
that
a little more violent, isn't it?
Sure. I mean,
Dan, do you want to sleep on the couch tonight?
Jousting.
That's
There's
Just
no,
blood and guts.
anything that draws blood might be but I do know that soccer can get pretty rough as far as
I
physicality.
think so.
Yeah.
Have you seen that they have a modern jousting league? Like, people still do this?
Do they
Very
really?
crazy. Yeah, they did a reality TV show for a year.
Yeah,
on it.
I was going to say I watched one time the reality.
Matty
TV.
Mariscal heading down
Matty.
the field. There we go.
See,
We
there's
got a
little-
foot race.
Little push going on there.
So as long as they keep it in, is that typically when we won't see a call? It's when you extend the
Correct.
arm?
Once the arm is extended, then the call will more than likely happen. Or if the other one is completely displaced.
Okay.
So you don't see, there's no body checking then
Right.
in soccer like there is in hockey.
No.
Okay.
One parallel that doesn't work, unfortunately, between the two sports.
Well,
Probably because they don't have the full-on pads.
We'll tell that to rugby players, right?
right? True.
now what is tackling in soccer then?
That's exactly where I was going to go. Explain the technique and the purpose behind tackling.
What is tackling?
Okay, so tackling is when someone is dribbling the ball or they have the ball and you're attacking them and you can't quite get to them, so you do a slide tackle to get the ball or to prevent them from having it. And so there's several different things. There's rules by it. You can't tackle from behind. You have to tackle from the side or from in front. So I can't go down on the ground to kick and stop the ball from this side.
Now that was an obvious push by the Blue Ridge player on Gracie Williams, correct?
That is correct.
And that was what Mr. Chavez is signaling then?
Yep. So then Round Valley now has a kick going down.
Okay. So the offender in that was Matty Jones, number 15 of Blue Ridge.
Correct.
All right. I think I'm starting to pick this up a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Hey, nice kick, send.
Bella
Round
Salazar.
Valley shot on goal. Doesn't quite, but it's deflected. It looks like Round Valley might have a corner kick.
Dan, did you just say you've got it taken care of? You got golf? You got
Well,
soccer down?
I'm picking it up. There's a lot of nuance that I'm not getting, but I did manage to pick up a penalty. I did see that.
Yeah.
Oh, when the girl was on the ground, you figured that one. Okay.
Well, there was a little push right here at midfield.
Sorry for everybody on the microphone. I don't know why I just squealed right there. That was way too high. All right, corner kick for
Corner
Round
kick,
Valley.
Round Valley.
Nice
Oh.
placement.
Oh, battle
Ashley
down in front of the goal.
Ashley Whiting tries to get the finish on that. That was really good placement. Who was that corner kicker?
It was Ashley Whiting that kicked it. It was a beautiful kick.
Oh, and
Right
then
up the
I thought Ashley Whiting was trying to finish it in the middle. Who was our
No, that was Emma Young,
Yeah.
wasn't it,
Oh,
that
my
was in there battling for that.
17? My goodness. That was a beautiful corner kick.
Now we got Ada Mortensen battling over the ball.
middle. Kicked
Kick
it out.
Yeah.
Blue Ridge ball.
So I guess a strategy then to kick it out of bounds would be just to kind of slow things down, let everybody reset.
Yes.
Pump the brakes.
That's exactly. It's a defense tactic to get in position.
Okay. See, I'm kind of picking it up a little bit. I can see the similarities with basketball in this.
Correct.
There's a lot of similarity there.
Was it you and I, Cass, that were talking in the last game that we said that soccer is basketball with your feet?
That's
Right.
how I feel. Hey, just because the angles, the defense, a lot of what you do is very similar. Even some of the terminology, dribbling, you dribble with your feet, dribble with your hands.
Right. Dan, no comment about the officials so far. We're 20 minutes in. I haven't heard you say anything about the officials.
You know what? I actually refereed football with Greg Chavez Jr. and have the utmost respect for him. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about the game to know whether or not they're doing their job or in the right spot or so.
I was ejected from a college soccer game one time.
Really?
Yeah, as a spectator.
Rambo just sends it up the side.
Were you being a hooligan? Nice deflection by Wes,
That's
keeping the
nice.
ball out of our table. Nice.
It was like a mother protecting her kid right there. It's just
Yeah.
You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We keep the stream live because we're sacrificing. So I was DJing a youth event one time and got hit in the head with a dodgeball. We were announcing, playing music, and it was nuts, right in the face.
I want to hear more about being a soccer hooligan. What was that all about?
Oh, I lost my track. I don't know. What were we talking about before?
You were in college.
College soccer.
Oh, I got
Soccer,
ejected. My brother Clancy played for Mesa Community, and they were in the playoffs, and I was down at Pima. We were in Tucson, and the refs, in my opinion, not getting it done at all. And I let them know, and a fan teed up a comment for me perfectly by yelling, like, "What is that?" or something, because it was just a horrible call. And I decided to let him know what it was, and used some lovely lovely terminology, and was escorted off the property by a lovely officer, and watched the rest of the game from the fence because I had to give Clancy a ride back to the valley after the game was over.
So fans can get a red card.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't get a card because the team
No
wasn't
card.
penalized. I just got escorted off the property.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just kicked out of the game.
Yes. Whiting with the ball. Oh, okay. Little contact, little excitement. So will you ever see them call that, Cass? Can that get too aggressive, even though they're keeping it within?
You won't, because if you saw the way that she did it, she put her hip right in and just kind of cut off her forward movement.
She got in front of her.
Yep.
Hips don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. That's what Shakira taught me.
You won't see that get called that often, and a lot of times they call it shielding, because you're going shielding the ball, and it's just a strategy technique that they rarely ever call.
That looked like a body check, though.
Well, so while she was making upper body contact, she did have advantage physically in front with her hips, and because of that, it's a no call.
Like they don't call it that often.
All right, it makes sense to me, but
right. Well, and it stinks because a lot of times you're in full speed and someone just cuts you off right in mid stride. But yeah, it's pretty legal, and you'll see most everyone do it. Now, if she were to use her arms or anything to extend
finish,
yeah, then they would call it.
Well, I notice a lot of the Blue Ridge, when Blue Ridge is on defense, they really like to get up on you.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's again that strategy and how they're playing. Because we talked before, you want to challenge every time the ball is near you. You want someone there to challenge the ball. That was a good control by Ashley.
Whiting
deflected out of bounds.
Oh, still in. Oh, there it goes. Whiting keeping it on the Elks side where they want it, actually, though. Number 1 trying to keep it in.
Leilani Mendoza.
Leilani.
Is it Leilani? Did I say that right?
You did.
Yeah, Leilani.
I went to the Mighty Ducks there with our hockey parallels right there. I went to Luis Mendoza, who's on Mighty Ducks 2, if I'm honest. Number 16, here we go. Trying to make it offensive. See, now that was pretty.
Shot.
That
Bella
was
Salazar with a
boom!
shot.
Oh,
And a
nice
goal!
shot. Goal.
And a goal by Salazar.
That was a
Nice.
sweet play right there.
Ricocheted off the far post and came back to the inside corner. Nice shot.
Job by Salazar. And if you saw, she was the defender that pulled up, and she was going on a run, so I'm sure one of her players said, "Go, go," and came back and recovered for her.
Interesting, the goalie steps up to meet her, and she hits that far post and ricochets the ball in. That nice, kind of a bank shot there on that.
Yeah, it was just a nice ball, nice placement. If you're going in on one side, you want to attack the opposite post.
It's what I love about soccer, the dynamic nature of the game. Like that, you can't practice some of that. It just happens, and you talk, and you know where each other's at.
Yep. Nope.
Number 18, Lillian Jones, working some defense for the Elks right here.
Okay, so I got another question about rules. What constitutes the hands call?
When you use your hands and touch the ball?
Okay, but is it like, is there a portion of your arm that's considered in that, or is it just the hands?
So Shaman Madrid, and line us out on the technicality, but Shaman Madrid, I was just told, was given a hands call by leveraging his shoulder because he was putting his shoulder into it. When he would go up, he was using his shoulder, but he would raise his shoulder, and they called him hands on that call.
And that is correct. So it's at the top of your shoulder down
there you
anytime you're hitting. And when you deliberately do anything to touch the ball with that, it's called a handball. Accidentals usually won't get called, but sometimes refs just call it because they do.
Even defensive, right? If somebody puts their hands in front of their face to block a
Correct.
a shot in the face, they won't call that. Or I've seen it not called before.
Right.
So if it's incidental, they're not going to worry about it. But if you deliberately reach out to deflect the ball, say with your forearm, your elbow, shoulder, then
Correct. Then they will call it. And so if I even do the top of my shoulder and try to, they should call that because it is considered a hound ball.
Shot on goal by number 7, Shelby Kandahani, Jr.
who is our goalie today?
Jared Finch.
Jaden.
Jaden
Finch.
Billy Bob. I don't know. Yes.
Yeah.
Miss Finch. Double
Yes.
0.
Yeah, Jaden Finch. She's a sophomore? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Sophomore.
So Max Preps using the word striker for their positioning techniques instead of the forward. They obviously go back and forth. I mean, you can call it anything you want. I just wondered if there was a localization of the term.
Nice offensive play.
And when you say max prep, usually it's the nice shot on goal. But usually it's the coach. The coach puts in what they do. Coach puts in the positions in the play. Real frustrated because you're in the move and going so fast, and then you can't quite get a good foot on it and kick it in the direction you want to. That happens a lot where it goes left, goes far right. Nice kick by Round Volley. Blue Ridge controls it back, but Round Volley kicks it out of bounds.
Nice tactic there. I'm assuming that's so Round Valley can take a minute, set up their defense.
Correct. And mark and make sure they can cover all the players that they have there. Hey.
So now we got Mendoza. I want to say, I keep wanting to call out the yardage from the football field, but that.
Oh, we got a cross. Yeah, it looks like they had offsides. That was offsides.
That was offsides.
That was offsides. If you saw the Blue Ridge girl passed it from the right wing, right to the middle of the field, and that Blue Ridge girl was in the middle of the field, and there were no defenders
between them and the goal.
Between her and the goal.
Oh, okay. Well,
all right. So it was offsides.
So basically, they're trying to take away the advantage of being able to turn on that pass and just kick it right into the goal undefended.
Correct. Or to have someone just camp out right in front of the goal and say, pass to me.
Yeah, you just see clear kicks. You'd just be clearing it to them the whole time.
Right.
Sorry about the video situation, guys. We're trying a little bit of a different setup today, and I noticed it was lagging hard, so we should be back in action. Let us know if you are seeing that continue to happen.
Blue Ridge cleared it. Round volleyball on the left side. We've got a sub coming in.
Number 18 coming in, Lillian Jones, senior.
13.
Oh, 13 coming in, 18 out. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong side of the field.
Yeah. So Kendall and Burke.
Kendall and Burke, sophomore.
Okay, Ashley going up the left. Looks like there's a whistle.
12.5 minutes left in the first half, guys.
Throw.
Oh, that's the other thing. They play halves, not quarters, correct?
Correct.
2 halves?
2 40-minute halves at this level.
40-minute halves.
Which really isn't that much more. I know 10 minutes of play and running is a lot to compare to the professionals, but 2 40-minute halves is a lot of soccer.
Yeah. Looks like Blue Ridge subs in.
Faith Gates going in, and Serena Lopez coming out for Blue Ridge, looks like.
Those numbers are slightly harder to read on that white shirt, and they're small on the front. Except for right here. I can read 13 right there,
13. But yeah,
I got that one.
Nice clear.
Nice.
Nice clear. Clears it out. You know, one of the things that round volley, at least the boys have had a lot, is you have a flip throw and someone that can do a flip, and as they come around, they fling the ball in. It kind of acts like a corner
slingshot. It's crazy.
And so if it's there on the sides, you know, that's a great tactic, great opportunity. It's almost like it's a corner kick if it gets kicked out of the side. So the defense, you know, when they're playing teams that can do that, they are more apt not to kick it out as much because they don't want that opportunity.
Right.
Ashley Whiting controlling the ball. Blue Ridge contests, kicks it out of bounds.
A level of complexity gets laid in here in the Dome, too, just because the additional lines. You have the football coaches' lines and player lines, and the kids have to deal with that, realizing what is and what is not in and out of bounds for them. I'm looking at the lines on the screen, and they're all over the place.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting the way the mind works, though, because once they practice and play, the mind just gets set on the yellow lines.
It's gone.
It's like you don't even see the other stuff.
So, Cass, did you play in the Dome when you were in high school? Did you have the opportunity?
We played one game a year.
And it was on the old turf, which, as I understand it, was just crazy fast because the turf was so short.
Correct. And it was like the carpet. Oh.
Is that in?
Will they score that?
It's not acting like it because
it must not have gone across the line. The ball just needs to break the plane. So the line where it is, if it breaks the plane, it doesn't matter how, it's a goal.
Yeah, I'm hearing some yelling behind us. There's some folks not real appreciative of the lack of call on that.
Do I need to go tell them what happens when you yell at the refs? I mean, I'm just saying.
They might escort you out.
Yeah. We'll get Daniel. Don't worry. Might not have officers here today, but Daniel will get you out of here. In all seriousness, though, Daniel and his crew do a great job here. They're set up for soccer. We're going to be set up for football in a couple days. There's volleyball going on right now.
Volleyball on the other side. They got the two games here. And they really do. They are phenomenal, and they work hard, and we appreciate everything they do for us.
Mortensen winning the ball. Is that the right term, winning the ball?
She won
nice,
the ball.
Dan.
Yep.
I had my brother text me a bunch of soccer terms at our last game, and I never got to use most of them. And then he sent me a list of things not to say.
Like, wait, don't say that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so Round Valley clears it up. Mariscal has the opportunities, 1-on-2.
I feel like Round Valley doing a really good job controlling the ball.
They are. And I said they're contesting every ball. Like you watch, Round Valley's going to and contesting the ball. And that makes all the difference in the world.
8.5 minutes here in the first half. Senior night for the Lady Elks against the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets.
One thing I'm noticing is Round Valley seems to be a little faster foot for foot than their opponent.
Right now,
and they seem to be a little bit more controlled in their footwork. And I'm almost wondering if that wasn't something that Coach James really concentrated on this year, was quickness and footwork.
Well, what'll be interesting to see is, does that carry over to the second half? When there's 7 minutes left in the game, or do they have that much energy? Do they have that much gas in the tank still? Is it a matter of conditioning, or is it a matter of fundamental footwork, right?
Yeah, that's a good question, because you're talking about literally covering this field for an hour and 20 minutes. And there's not a lot of depth on Coach James's bench, so, it would be comparable to playing Ironman football.
Which it doesn't matter what sport we talk about in Round Valley. It seems like that's a comment we will often make, is depth of play, depth of field, because of the risk of injury, because of a game like this when conditioning is such a key factor. When you just don't have fresh legs in the second half, that can really bite into your game.
Oh, absolutely. It amazes me just how many sports we field teams on, given our numbers.
Yep.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it almost amazes me.
And not a lot of kids playing two at once. I mean, very rarely you'll see a soccer player come kick for the football team. Mm-hmm. You'll see a baseball player run track. But, there's really not a lot of crossover. It's just a lot of kids playing a lot of sports.
Yeah, which is kind of what we need in our small schools.
Yep.
If they're not playing sports, hopefully they're doing something, because we want them to be active in as much as they can. Got Matisco up on the left side. She crosses it, no one there. Blue Ridge takes control.
Yeah.
Got Blue Ridge with the ball. Coming up the left side. Salazar goes and tries side tackle. They kick it out of bounds, so it looks like it's Round volleyball. Oh no, it's Blue Ridge ball. So Salazar must have kicked it out of bounds. So they're just going up, kicking it out of bounds so that they can get retreat. and set up their defense and mark all their players.
Hello. There we go.
And I'm back. Sorry, Cass, we kind of left you on that.
Yeah, it's all good. Just no one to converse with.
Yeah.
And then so I did a little play-by-play.
Yeah, that one boys game I did is kind of like that because Wes was having to do a lot of other stuff, so had to fill the time.
Yeah. Looks like we got a corner kick for Blue Ridge.
Yeah, look like we got them all marked up here. See if we can stop this. Oh, 12 on that back side.
Oh, nice shot.
They had
Good
an opportunity.
Couldn't quite get a good foot on it to get it in.
No. Well, speaking of corners, wasn't that a beautiful corner that Ashley kicked over here?
We talked about it, and Round Valley had that opportunity.
Yeah.
Had a great opportunity to get it in.
I was telling Daniel, I said, man, if the boys could kick a corner like that, he'd have a few goals with his height, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
They bring him up for corners for his height and plays like that, but they can't get a good cross very often. So. What do you think of their strategy so far, Cass, for our girls?
Like what they do?
What they've been doing, how they've been kind of attacking the game.
Well, it looks like Round Valley girls, and this is kind of different from what I saw the last game that we did, but it looks like they're just trying to push it up and try to do send balls right now, and I don't know if that's deliberate or what, but the last game we saw them trying to go up to the sides and cross it in. This game so far, it looks like they've been doing quite a few send balls and
trying to generate one-on-one breakaway situations
correct.
with their speed up front and things.
Which is a great tactic, especially if you feel like that forward or striker can outrun and can pass the defense.
Well, they put quite a bit of pressure on Blue Ridge, the Blue Ridge goalie this half. They've been impressed.
Yeah, and Salazar, when she scored that goal, I mean, she came up and just put huge pressure on him, had the one-on-one breakaway, and was able to put it in. So.
Yeah, I hadn't been paying attention. Daniel pointed out she came up from the defensive line and scored that goal.
She did. Yep.
I mean, great. You know, saw the opening, took it.
Right.
It was a great play.
And we talked about that strategy. When that happens, then you're telling the other person, "Cover me, I'm going," and so that way someone's back in your position. And usually it's the other person that says it because the other person's going.
So the other person has to recognize that they've got to fill back.
Right. Got a corner kick by Blue Ridge, just popped out. Round Valley clears it. Back to Maniscal, she kicks it in. Blue Ridge, so now it's just kind of kicking to each other. And so if you see there, Blue Ridge kicked it to the left wing and hopes to cross it back in. It's that misdirection. Go to one side, kick to the other side, and hopefully you can get the ball in the goal.
Yeah, draw the defense to one side of the field and leave an offense on the back end.
That's it.
St. John's boys will do that quite a bit. I've noticed they'll try to draw and then long cross, then back in.
Correct. Yeah. And that's the main strategy by most teams. And as they control the ball, the goal is to control the ball in the middle and then push it to the outside, kick it in, and see if you can get it. And then if it pops out, whoever's there in that middle, take a shot. Just try to rip it in goal. Looks like we're keeping it up on this side. Blue Ridge has been able to control the balls and keeping it up here. You know, and soccer is kind of like other games where there's momentum. You have moments where the one team's controlling it and it stays on one side, and then all of a sudden the other team controls it and it stays on the other side. Especially if they're evenly matched. You know, if there's one team that is more skilled than the other, then the skill outweighs it and the other team controls it most of the game. But got to push on Round Valley, so Blue Ridge kicks it with the send. We've got a run going in.
Nice job.
Williams that came out. She kicks it out of bounds, which was a good retreat. Now Blue Ridge has a corner kick.
Better than that 1-0 breakaway, though.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's why if you'll see, she stays back just so that she can prevent anything like that from happening.
Ooh, that's dangerous right there.
It was a dangerous header. Looked like she tried to head it and it hit the top of her head instead of
The front,
the
yeah.
front to go out.
You know, that's where you want the goalie to really be talking and calling them off. She's there so she can make that catch and call the defender off.
Right. Sometimes it can be so tricky if the goalie goes
Yeah.
out and then they collide and there's not talking. It can
Yeah.
be very damaging.
Yeah, that's where, like I said, you want that goalie to take.
Ooh,
Oh, nice
corner kick.
stop. Nice stop on the corner right there.
It was a corner kick right to the middle. She had a nice shot and nice job for Round Valley goalie to be
And
right
that-
there to prevent it.
Yeah, that looks like that's half. So the half is going to end on that shot.
Yeah, that was beautiful shot, but beautiful block too.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah.
it was beautiful. And as a goalie, there's nothing like a block like that boosts their self-esteem and to
Yes.
make them feel excited and good.
Yeah. You're mile high. It's what I played. Little I played was goalie. You got a big save. You felt like it didn't matter if you're down 10-0. You got a save like that. You felt good about
Yeah,
yourself.
that's exactly. And they have to build on those, especially because a lot of times goalies will take the game on themselves if they don't get a stop or to get a block, and then they feel like they're the reason they lost.
Yes.
Especially if the game's 1-0.
Yeah.
So
And my experience, rarely was that the case. You know,
right.
you'd feel that way, but a defender missed a play. They got out of position. They didn't
Correct.
communicate, or maybe it was just a breakaway. You know, that got outran. You can't do that. You can't defend that. You get outran. You get outran. You know?
Right. Well, and that's they can't do that. They can't blame themselves
No.
because, I mean, it's just like anything. The game goes for 90 or 80, 90 minutes, and you can't blame it all on just one play because there's a lot of other opportunities that all the other players have.
And like quarterback throws an interception, he's got to forget about it and go back out and play.
Right. Looks like we have senior night.
Yeah.
Getting everything set for our seniors.
So while we're waiting on that, let's go ahead and take some time to recognize our sponsors. Molly Butler Lodge, loving their steak and Mormon gravy. Tell you, Irene Tilford and crew's got a great thing going. Cellular One, I'm just going to call them out as they pop up here. Pop Shop. You know what? I'm thinking I need to find one of my kids that ain't busy and see if I can send them down to Pop Shop. White Mountain Off-Road. Hey, if you want to rent an ATV and go up on the mountain, if you're from out of town and don't want to haul them up, call White Mountain Off-Road Rentals.
Or even you're local and you don't have one and you want to go play in the snow or outdoor, go grab one of them things.
Oh, absolutely.
They have a 6-man. I didn't realize that. They got a 6-man vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah, those are nice. Those are nice. And White Mountain Chiropractic, Winslow McNeil. If you're needing an adjustment, needing to see a chiropractor, maybe get things back in line, stop in and see Winslow McNeil over at White Mountain Chiropractic. And a new sponsor to the family, just started last week, LeSueur Automotive. We have LeSueur Advanced Automotive, home of the coolest scarecrows in town. I love those scarecrows. Those two guys working on the truck.
Yeah. It took me 2 or 3 days to keep, you know, I'd go down the road and I'd see that and I'd like, oh, what's going on?
Got senior Kiala Bevel
Yep.
and her mom and grandpa.
Her first year playing soccer and a volleyball player the previous 3 years.
Sorry, Kiala, we ran an ad right over the top of you. We've got that figured out now.
I love that they have pictures of them cut out for the moms.
Lily Jones being escorted by Ryan Jones and John Carter, who played soccer for 4 years. Favorite memory is going to watch the girls' soccer game at NA.
It's Lillian Jones.
Yes.
Special recognitions. Last year, Coach Lily gave her the Best Attitude Award for always begging to play, even when she was hurt. She plans to move to Tucson and attend the University of Arizona. Ladies and gentlemen, Lily Jones.
Wes should have given us that so we could read the stuff about him.
Now let me welcome to the field Madison Marskow. Being escorted by Tommy and Mikey, playing soccer for 4 years. Favorite soccer memory is tying the game against St. John's her sophomore year and tying against Blue Ridge.
Madison Marskow.
Year with seconds left in the game. Second team all-region varsity captain the last 2 years. Her plans are to go to college and become a neonatal nurse while marrying a smoking hot husband. Just wanted to say thank you for everybody's
Madison Marisco.
Maddie Mariskill. That is a great kid right there.
Looking forward to seeing what her and Emily can do this year in softball.
She's got some wheels, I know that.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
she
she's
does.
quick.
welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Leilani Mendoza.
Been trying to get her back on the basketball court since she's a freshman. Haven't succeeded.
Escorted by Devin Molina and Oscar Mendoza. Favorite memory was when they went to state. They went to the
It's
mall.
Leilani Mendoza.
Told them not to drink sugary drinks or do stuff that would get them tired. They bought Starbucks and played 15 minutes in the hamster ball.
She gives me shade every day that I see her. Me and her have a good. We tease each other pretty hard back and forth. We have a good time. She's a good kid.
Yeah, she's funny. I coached her a little bit in track, so she's got a great personality.
Great personality. It's a player you want on your team. You know, she's just going to lift the team, everybody around her.
Now help me welcome to the field, Anna Lee Mortensen.
Anna Lee Mortensen.
She's been playing soccer for 4 years. She's had lots of laughs with the girls that she loves the most, and getting to become very best friends with all of them. She plans to go to college and eventually medical school and pursue a career in surgery. She loves to play this sport with her best friends. Thank you for all the memories, ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, Anna Lee Mortensen.
Very good. It's hard to believe that they're seniors already.
I know. It's crazy.
You see them come through, it's like, holy cow, they were just freshmen. Now they're almost
Now
done.
let me welcome Bea Salazar, escorted by Sean and Kathy Salazar.
He knows. Wes having a little fun with Bella Salazar's name.
What did he say?
He said Bea.
Bea.
Each year. She's 2A Defensive Player of the Year in region and state. She plans to go to college for pharmacy. She's so glad that she got to spend 3 months of her year with the best girls. She'd like to thank them for a fun season and amazing memories.
And a hard worker. She works really hard in everything that she does.
Yes. If I'm correct, she's 4.0, all advanced classes. She's very good chance, potential valedictorian.
Oh, good for her.
No, I got you. I never got anything. That's okay.
Ashley Whiting, where are you? Escorted by Lori and Garrett Whiting. Favorite memories for all the young bus guys, the many games, the paranoia, and going to state for freshman and sophomore years. She received Best Dancer
Ashley Whiting.
last year. Fancy. She plans to
And
attend
she works hard. I had an opportunity to coach her and Kiala and Bella and a lot of these girls in track. And man, they work hard. They're willing to do anything you ask them to do. They'll put all their effort into doing it.
Every one of these girls, you know, I haven't coached them or anything. Every one of these girls are top students. Every one of them. You know, I had in pre-calc last year. This is just an exceptional group of academic students that are going to go far in life.
That's exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, whom we welcome Dasha Tron to midfield. Dasha's been playing soccer since she was 4 years old.
Dasha Drone.
She's had many different coaches and teammates and very proud to be a senior soccer player at Grand Valley High School. She's been involved with choir for 4 years, NHS for 2, mock trial for 2. She plans to go on a mission for her church after graduation along with starting a family afterwards. Her teammates is
I don't know her very well, but it sounds like she's involved in a lot of things. So
She's a nice kid. Taught her a couple of years. Good student. She's a fun kid. She has a lot of things going for her.
it's excellent. Looks like those are the 8 seniors.
Yes.
So we're counting down. We got 25 seconds left in the half. Looks like Round Valley's going to come out and try to get a group picture with all of the seniors and the senior parents. So see if we can capture that right here for everybody. I'm going to go ahead and switch cams. I'm getting the hang of this, Steven.
Hey,
This is
that's-
all right.
Hey. and they give you a hard time about pushing buttons and stuff.
Yeah, no kidding.
No. I've never been a part of that.
It's hard watching. It's hard watching 2 screens at once to see where the better shot is, but I'm figuring it out.
Yeah,
So,
that's good. That's good.
Cass, just so you know, these guys give me a hard time all the time. One night I was sitting in front of the soundboard and I kept turning the main mix all the way down instead of hitting the gain on the mics. So, yeah, they were just like slapping my hands and stuff,
Yeah.
telling me quit touching buttons.
Kind of risky putting something's buttons in front of Dan Muth.
Hey, there we are.
Hey,
Everybody
there
give
we
a little
go.
wave.
Hey.
Here, Steven, I'm going to wave. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
You know, this reminds me of like watching the Rose Bowl parade, and when they do the announcers. You know, it's kind of the feel I got. Yeah, they have the.
Really? Is that what that guy's
Rose
voice?
Bowl.
That voice does not match that guy. Yeah, really.
Rose Bowl. Huh?
Yeah. At least they don't say that we look like the princess in the parade.
No, and I didn't know Jabba the Hutt wore glasses. So, hey, there you go. All right. So it looks like Round Valley's taking the field, going back to their side. Soccer is such a big field. I mean,
Correct.
I thought a football field was big, but soccer is what? Another 5
another-
yards wider on
Correct.
Total?
The thing about soccer is you have a range. So like the length has to be between 80 yards and 120 yards. And the width has to be between 40 yards and 60 yards.
I see.
It's something like to that extent. I don't know exactly on the width, but that, and so you can make your field however, just as long as it's in those guidelines.
So this is the full 60 by 120. It looks like.
Correct.
That's great.
At least our length, I know, is the longest that you can have it. You can't have it longer. But I think you might be able to have it wider than 60, maybe 70 or 80. I'm not quite sure exactly what that mark is, but
Well, one thing I noticed in the first half, am I correct that the clock, once the clock starts, it just runs?
correct.
It does not stop.
The only time it does is if there's a goal or injury time, someone gets hurt.
And the live clock is not going to stop. This is just for kind of informational purposes for the crowd to kind of know how much time is kind of out there. That official right in the middle, he's the only one that knows the official time.
So he could literally have a different time than what's on the clock.
Always will.
Always will.
Always will.
I
Especially
see.
if there's goals or people get hurt.
Yeah.
It will always be different.
You know, you'll see him cross wrists, and so if the clock operator is watching, they can go ahead and stop the clock there with high school games, because I run the clock for the boys' games quite often, and then they'll do the wind, kind of like in football, if you want to restart it then. But I usually miss it, and so I stop the clock usually with about a minute left in the half, so that buzzer doesn't go off. I don't forget.
Yeah, the last thing you want is the buzzer to go off and all the players to stop playing.
Yeah.
And then someone score a goal and be like,
Yeah. So that's one thing about doing the games outside, is that clock out there, the horn doesn't work, so you don't have to worry about it. If you forget in here, oh, it would shut.
have to.
People would stop.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Greg Chavis Jr., the head official, center official tonight.
Yeah, it looks like Ground Valley has the ball. He's going to drop it back, possession. Kick it up to Ashley Whiting. She goes and charges, and Blue Ridge clears it out. Right back to Round Valley. It goes out of bounds, left.
Okay.
So, Cass, if you were the Round Valley coach, would you change your strategy at all in the second half? Would you play a more defensive posture?
I definitely wouldn't. Because Round Valley was winning the ball a lot. Oh, it looks like there was a push.
So that can be a
That's going to be a penalty
that's
kick.
Gonna be a penalty kick.
Is in
right
the
out
is
the
in the box. Yeah. And anytime it's in it, there's a deliberate push like that, it's going to be a penalty kick if it's in the box.
So the goalie can't move until the ball's struck. Is that correct?
Correct. Shoot as soon as it gets hit. This is kind of just you predict where they're going to go and you dive the direction where you think they're going to kick it, and hopefully you're right.
She got it. She got it.
Yeah.
Nice stop.
Oh.
Nice. Oh, that could return it.
She's going to get a card
She's
for
going
that.
to get a card automatically.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Rough play on the goalie.
Yeah, there's a beautiful block.
So what does the yellow card mean?
It's like a first technical in a basketball game.
She has to go out of the game for a full play, and if she gets another one, then she's kicked out of the game.
And they can't replace her.
So
If
we
you get
don't get to go down there and have another penalty kick then?
No.
No.
Oh, well, I'd play the card game.
But
You
if
wouldn't
she
play
gets
long.
No,
You only get
probably
one. You only get one. You get the second one, you're done.
Well, I'm not built for running up and down the field, so I would probably card out fairly quickly.
The bad thing, unlike basketball, somebody fouls out, you put another player in for him. Soccer, you get 2 yellow cards, your team plays shorthanded the rest of the game.
So it's a power play,
yes,
just like
for
hockey then.
For the rest of the game, yeah.
Oh, wow. So okay, I can see where you don't want a player to get carded out.
Yes.
Nope. Oh, nice.
nice.
Send up to Ashley on the left wing.
Wide
Got a
open.
one-on-one.
Shot.
A shot.
Oh!
Just wide right.
Just wide.
Just missed the corner of the
That
goal.
was a beautiful play by Round Valley,
Yeah.
sending it up to her. Beautiful run.
That goes in. That would have been almost a backbreaker. Missing the PK on one end and then giving up a goal on
Correct.
the other end. That would have been a huge momentum.
Huge swing.
Even just the PK block by itself is a huge
It's
momentum
huge.
switch.
Well, and I was going to say is, as you're the goalie, you're looking at what foot they kick with, because a lot of time if they kick with the right foot, they're going to go to the left side. If they kick with their left foot, they're going to
Go to the
go
right
to
side.
go to the right side, and so you just kind of guess and hope, and she did perfect and kicked it right to her.
Oh,
Blue
we
Ridge
have
has a
another
breakaway. See?
Oh!
Just off the hands of Jaden Finch.
And goal for Blue Ridge. Had a breakaway. Now, that's another strategy by the goalkeeper. If you have that breakaway, goalkeeper, what do? Do you come out, or do you just stay back and hope they kick it to you? And a lot of times what I would always coach my keep to do is to come out.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they see you coming, they panic, and they just kick.
Very
and
much so.
sometimes it goes in, but sometimes they just shank it, and it goes way left side. Or
Yeah, I've worked with the boys goalies a little bit last year, and that's I tried to tell Noah, come out, cut off the angle, for one thing. You're cutting off the angle.
Correct.
And you put the pressure on. You make them start thinking about something instead of just natural.
just coming right at you and kicking, and you hoping that it doesn't go to you.
The math teacher comes out in me.
Yeah,
with
you
that-
got to get
with
the
that
angle. You got to get that angle. Yep. And as you come closer, it makes the angle so much
The
smaller.
goal literally shrinks.
Correct.
Oh, we open ball and box.
Round volley as
Oh.
a kick. She couldn't quite get around on it. That was Maddie Mariska. So we got a game now,
Yeah, we
1-1. We're back to the square one.
Blue Ridge seems much more aggressive this early part of the second half than they were in the first.
Correct. Emma Young with the ball in the middle. Tries to play it. Looks like she might have a shot. Blue Ridge swarmed it and took it.
Good job.
Cleared it out.
Pushing the pressure.
Right back.
As a defender, I really like watching Lily Jones. I've seen several times today her coming up off this back line and putting a little added help to the offense.
side. That's great support.
You know, she doesn't wait for the defense. You know, she comes up on the ball, keeps the ball in the offensive end quite well.
The ball's just going in and out.
Yeah.
As they're just paths, throw it in, kick it out. Throw it in, kick it out. You'll probably
go.
someone at some point, if they have an opportunity, to just boot it and try to kick it to the other side, middle. Just because as a player, you do get tired of that just going in and out like that.
One thing though it was doing though was pushing the ball up
Up
the field in Round Valley's direction.
In a round by throw. Salazar tries to kick it right back, kicks it out of bounds. Now it's Blue Ridge ball. They're going to kick and go up the sideline.
Does that inbounder get forgotten sometimes? You know, I know in basketball I run inbounds plays sometimes, throw it right back to the person that threw it in because they get forgotten.
Right.
You know?
And yeah, that is a strategy that you'll see a lot of them. They just kick it back so then they can clear it out or cross fields is what you try to do. Got Emma Young attacking. She's got 1-on-3. That's one of the hard things about soccer is if you try to go in the middle, you can have 3 people on you. But again, as you say, if 3 people are on you, someone's open.
Yeah.
Someone's open. So you just got to have your head up and try to find that person.
Well, how do you clear the ball out when you're fighting 3 defenders?
You don't, and that's why what you saw was it kept going in and out, in and out, in and out.
Yeah, you hope one of them makes a mistake, leaves a bigger gap or something, you can get the ball through.
And that was a good ball through to Ashley Whiting.
Yeah, Mendoza to Whiting, that was a nice pass.
Yeah.
Nice job finding the opening in the field.
Right to Emma. Beautiful cross to the
there
middle.
We go.
Good send.
Kendall Burke.
Oh, she couldn't quite get a foot on it. Get around it. Out of bounds, goal kick.
So I think I realized what the play was there. Get it to Emma, draw the defense in, have Emma kick it out immediately to Burke, who was wide open out there on the wing, and then see if she could get set for a goal.
That's it. That's it.
Pretty close.
Because they all sucked into Emma. As they all sucked in, the ball goes out, and she had a great opportunity.
See, I'm picking this up.
Yeah.
I'm actually feeling pretty good about this now.
Well, you start seeing similarities with so many other sports.
Yeah, well, I am, and that because I'm watching this and it's like, well, that's basketball.
You do that in basketball.
Yeah.
You do that in hockey.
Yeah.
You do that probably field hockey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I've watched a ton of. Every 4 years
Every
I watch
4
one game at the Olympics or
Yeah.
10 minutes of one game in the Olympics.
Got corner kick,
Nice
ground volley.
beautiful corners by Ashley.
Got a foot on it or something. Just couldn't quite redirect it into the goal.
I'm telling you, those Round Valley boys are envious of those corner kicks. Those have been beautiful corners.
Well, I'm just going to apologize to everybody that may be watching this or picks up the stream later. I am getting a little click happy trying to follow the ball. I'm going to slow that down a little bit. So
Viewers are probably getting sick.
I don't want to give it.
Nauseous.
I don't want anybody to get an epileptic seizure going because of what I'm doing here. So bear with Bear with the producer. He's trying hard.
Well, it's a little bit of a challenge running that board.
Well,
and talking. Yeah, I
Yes.
could totally see that. And Blue Ridge goal kick goes out to number 15, then over to number 1. Now she's going to cross to the middle. Round volley's there to clear it
clears
out. Nice job, Gracie.
Oh, turnover, potential turnover here.
She
Ooh,
clears it out of bounds. So Round Valley has the opportunity to throw in from the side.
that number 10 for Blue Ridge misplayed that ball and let it get into that 18-meter box.
can soccer games end in a tie?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, they can.
They can, unless it's playoff potential.
Yeah.
This-
And all leagues have their own rules. Some leagues they say no, we're not going to allow it to end in a tie. You need to have a shootout.
Okay, explain a shootout to me, please.
Each team picks 5 players to kick a penalty kick on the goalie, and they alternate. One team goes, then the other team goes, and
Have a
whoever makes the
Little
most
breakaway.
wins.
Bevel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Finch clears,
That
was
was a
there.
nice shot.
deflects off of her,
Yeah,
rebounds.
right to the goalie.
Whew.
You ever wonder why the goalkeeper wears such a bright jersey?
I do, actually, and I wanted to ask that earlier.
Because when you're going like that, for whatever reason, it's like a target, you always kick to it. Even though you try not to, because you see the bright color, you kick to it.
Oh,
And so they wear the bright color, so when someone's going up there and they just see it and they kick, a lot of times you'll see the ball just kicks right to them because that's what they see.
subconsciously.
Yep.
And
So-
that must be the same rationale behind all the patterns, like the checks and squares and
Right.
some of the wild. You just see wild jerseys every now and then.
That is true.
And that's also personality.
Yeah, that's
comes
just
through too,
personality.
but-
That's not so much strategy, but the goalie is strategy.
Well, the eye-catching
Yeah.
portion,
Yeah.
though, is.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you. Yep. And you'll see it with his shoes too. Sometimes they'll have bright shoes,
Yeah.
and it, just you see that color and you kick to it for whatever reason.
And by rule, don't they need, it's also a safety issue, right? So the official can distinguish
It
who
has
the
to.
goalie is.
It has to be very different from their original jersey. Like you have to be able to identify that it is not the same. Okay, Round Valley makes a run. Blue Ridge clears it out of bounds, gives them an opportunity to get their defense set.
Viewers, stay tuned. We'll have the boys game following this game as well. So we'll have a doubleheader of Round Valley soccer action today.
Yep.
It'll be starting somewhere around 6 o'clock tonight. Also senior night for the boys.
We got Bella, nice control of the middle. Kicks it to the outside, but Blue Ridge is there to stop it. So Blue Ridge is on the outside as she comes up, kicks out of bounds. Looks like we're going to have a corner kick.
Yeah, off Lily Jones.
It's interesting because in all sports you have different things that you shoot for, and one of the things that you look at statistically in soccer is how many corner kicks you're getting. Because if you're getting a lot of corner kicks, that means that you're putting a lot of pressure on goal and you're having a lot of opportunities there to score. And if you have games where you didn't get 1 or 2 corner kicks, then you probably didn't have the opportunities to score that you wanted, so you want to push to have more opportunities to score.
So 1-1, those of you just joining us, it's 1-1, Round Valley and Blue Ridge. Somewhere around 25 minutes left to go on the game.
Okay, Blue Ridge in the middle, clears out to the left side. Number 1 has it on the left, kicks it, a 1-2 pass to number 1. She shoots on goal, but it's blocked by number 14, Kiala Bevel. Bevel kicks it out of bounds. It looks like we're going to have a corner kick, Blue Ridge.
I've seen Blue Ridge on their corner kicks a couple of times. Instead of hitting the long cross, kicking it out to the corner of the 18, and then trying to make a play there. Is that a common strategy?
Yeah, it is. It just because that also what that does, because defensively when there's a corner kick, you just crash and you just pile in the goal to stop it. Once that kick gets going, it's a live ball, so then it pulls the defense out, and then they have opportunity to get the defense out and then kick it in to try to score the goal.
Okay.
Got subs coming in.
Snowflake boys, they would do that, and then they would kick it across the 18 to the other side and try to backdoor. They would kick it out to that, just tap out, then hard cross right away, and then back in.
Back
to the
in,
goal.
which is a great strategy too, if you have the manpower to be able to control the ball and do that.
Yeah. Heads up in the.
Nice throw by Blue Ridge. Go in, Round Valley clears it out. Get back and get their defense set. And got a Blue Ridge substitution.
Yeah, I'm about to admit something that's going to make me really embarrassed, but it took me almost 20 minutes into this half to realize we switched ends. It's like,
That's it. It's like at the beginning of the game, they do that coin toss, and whoever you pick what side you want, and then the other half, you have the opposite half.
well, I can see where wind and slope in the dome would definitely,
Yeah,
definitely want you to defend the right side.
that's it. But this field out here that the boys play on a lot, it's a huge downhill slope, and you don't want to be going uphill in the second half.
Oh, I can tell you exactly what the grade on that slope is from years of experience running up and down it.
We have an opening goal. Good job, Finch, coming out and stopping that.
Finch with the save.
She stopped it. It was a good job coming out.
I like her aggressiveness in the goal.
Yeah.
I guess she's all-region goalie last year.
Oh, that's as a freshman, huh?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Got Emma Young here making a run. Going up to Mariscal. Mariscal kicks. Looks like it's going to go out of bounds. Round volley ball.
Looks like Abby Mortensen is coming in for Dasha Trone. So we'll see if the Mortensen sisters can't hook together and realize a goal. Now I'm just making stuff up.
Yeah.
And
just got kicked out of bounds right back. We're just going to be stuck on this side for a little bit. So the ball gets thrown in and then kicked out.
Oh, rolled Blue Ridge ball.
They changed it. It's funny because you tell your kids if the ball goes out, even if you kicked it out, just grab it and throw it in. And sometimes the refs won't catch it, which you see players do it all the time. Yeah, that's probably what happened there.
Yeah, unless the other team's paying attention and calls the ball off.
That's good control by Bevel.
Good job.
Kicks up to the right side.
Mariscal catch it.
A little bit too much spin on the ball.
It's one thing, you get a true roll on this field. You know, the ball runs a little bit better than it does outside.
It does. It does. And it's hard to control a lot of times and hard to judge where the ball's going to be when you're going to go kick it.
The boys played their first indoor game on Monday, and several of them commented to me about that fact, that it's just a little bit different feel to the game.
Yeah, we've got Blue Ridge number 15 coming up the middle of the ball. She's controlling it. And number 16, Salazar, challenges the ball. Ball gets kicked. It looks like it's going to be out of bounds around volleyball. See, and it's just interesting. You saw Salazar just challenge that, and that one challenge just caused her to to lose control and the ball goes out of bounds. And that's why you want to challenge every single ball. No matter where it is, someone needs to be there to challenge. Nice job by Emma Young to go and win the ball. She's going up the left side. You got Ashley
Nice
Whiting in the middle.
Oh.
Looks like Blue Ridge got control, but Round Valley's fighting for it. Kicked out of bounds by Blue Ridge. Round Valley ball.
That pass from Emma to Ashley, that was spot on at full speed. That was impressive.
It was great. See what if I were Emma right there, I would have been saying 1-2, give it right back to me, and so then she kicks it and then kicks it right back, and then going up that side, it gives an opportunity to do something. Blue Ridge just cleared it. It's going down for a run. Kiala Bevel kicks it. Got 2 Blue Ridge there right in. Kicked out of bounds, it looks like. Round Valley ball.
Looks like we have another one of our trusted youth cameramen just got here.
Is Daniel here?
Ryan.
Right.
It's about time you showed up for work.
He's late, isn't he?
Yeah. Like he thinks he has to go to play practice or something,
Is their final performance tonight?
No, this is for the junior high play. They just started rehearsals.
Oh, okay.
They're doing Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, and he's Snore. He's the character Snore.
Is it fitting?
Yes, it is. Yeah. He practices that very well at home. A lot of excitement over on the volleyball court.
Yeah, it looks like that first game, it looked like it was pretty close.
Yeah.
Anybody get a score? See who.
I didn't. It was 13-13 when I saw. But it looks like Snowflake won the first game.
Yeah.
Or match. Is it set?
Set. First set. Yeah. Oh, nice cross there by
Yeah.
Dasha.
Allison was pretty nervous about the sets today.
Yeah. The Snowflakes volleyball program is pretty strong for sure.
Oh, a lot of those girls are doing club all the time.
Well, they have to. Like my niece is a junior over there, and she had to choose. When she was a freshman, she had to choose whether she was going to play basketball or play volleyball.
They require it pretty much. You're
They
gonna
do.
play volleyball, you're going to play club.
Yep. And I mean, it made her feel bad because she loved volleyball, but she loved basketball more. So
That's what separates some of these bigger schools, from a 2A school. For example.
Correct.
I mean, those girls are touching the ball all the time.
right, and they're playing, and they drive down to the valley, play tournaments quite frequently, and plus the amount of competition is there's a lot.
Yeah. I know we've got.
Oh, nice job. We got pressure.
Oh,
She
missed
kicks
a
it out of
wide
bounds.
open goal.
Not quite. Goalie had come out. She had an opportunity to kick it in.
Yeah, she
Kicked it far right.
I thought the goalie had control, and she wasn't able to hold on to it, and Blue Ridge misses a open goal. A fortuitous turn of events for the Elks.
You know what? There's not a Sherwood on the stream right now. You don't need to use those fancy.
Fortuitous.
Yeah.
I knew.
What is it, like $3 words? What do they call those? Like fancy words?
$64 words. Or
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah. This isn't the $25,000 pyramid. The password is fortuitous. And I'm back on talking not about soccer at all. So, okay, Cass, talk me back for the people that might have missed it, because I know I did. The technical or the foul action that we had, it was just a blatant shot on the keeper, just hit on the keeper a little while ago.
For the after the
Where they got the yellow?
Yes.
yellow. Yeah, she just
Hit the keeper.
hit, and it looked deliberate. She just pushed her down, which once the keep has the ball or is in possession of the ball, you can't touch.
Oh, nice stop there by
They
the
cannot-
goalie right there.
It's a
Well,
good-
And
Good
what's
block.
awesome, it's just out of the shot, but did you see, I'm trying to get a number on it, that's number 11 there running. Number 11 taking the keeper's job, playing the defense right there. That was awesome.
Yep. And that's
Ada Mortensen.
Was it Ada? Is that who it was?
Ada's 11.
So I think it was Lily Jones, number 18, actually. That was
Okay.
On that backside. Yeah, that's their job. The goalie leaves the box. Defense has to step in.
That was good.
Goal. Nice catch there. I didn't see that.
Yeah. Well, and you know, one of the things that I would always do is I would treat my defense like, okay, the goalie, you're the captain. You direct everything. And then I would have a defender that was a key defender. Usually it was my sweeper. But my back defender, and he dictated who would cover, and that's the way it works. You have, if it's on the right side, the far left defender goes and fills in goal.
Round Valley with an opportunity here. Blue Ridge defense recovering, though.
Oh, kicked out of bounds. Every time I see the ball go out of bounds up there that close, I want to see the flip throw, just because for years and years coaching, I always had someone, Clancy was one that did a flip throw. I always had someone that would do the flip throw. So it would, they would even come from the far side of the field to do the flip throw, so that it was like a corner kick.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it closes that ground. It's not a kick way out there now. It, like you were saying earlier, it becomes a corner kick opportunity because where they're placing the ball, right?
Right, it's right in the middle up the goal. I mean, it's a great opportunity.
It almost feels like a 12th man situation, because here it is, like something creating an opportunity. And that's good for 3 points, ladies and gentlemen.
That was a nice shot,
That
though.
was.
Nice shot on goal.
35-yard field goal.
And it was great to see how it went in, the shot was going in, and it popped out to her, and she was just spot up ready to take the shot. And I've seen some beautiful shots out like that just ring the back of the net.
I haven't had the opportunity to watch a lot of girls soccer last few years, but I'll tell you, I've been impressed. Bella is one that's really caught my eye today. She's aggressive, she's physical, and she seems to be on the spot whenever you need it.
Right, and she works hard. You see her all over the field playing, playing aggressive.
13 minutes left to play, ladies and gentlemen, here in the second half. Girls senior night, the Lady Elks taking on the Lady Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. 1-1 ball game. Even at 1-0, it's anybody's ball game. The last game we did here, you saw a 2-point turnaround real quick. So anybody's ball game right now with less than 13 minutes left to play.
Yeah. It'll be fun to watch the last, if it's still 1-1, the last few minutes of the game, because it's like you see an adrenaline rush. I mean, just a change, and everyone trying to do everything they can to score.
Now, how are the Lady Elks doing? Are they headed to the playoffs, or is this the last game we're seeing this team play?
I don't know.
I'm not sure either.
That very well. I think they're close. I don't know if they are. I don't want to say if they are or not.
And what they've done, if it's like boys, power rankings are only informational this year. The playoff teams are going to be made on a conference level. I don't know if they're going to have a committee that's going to sit down and say, hey, this team's ranked higher, but these are the better teams. I don't know how it's going to go if it's.
Oh, nice one touch there to Whiting.
Are they taking all 8 teams, or are they going to just take 4?
So I had heard something about Oklahoma, the way they're doing it this year, is that everybody made the playoffs. So it almost feels like that. Are they going to rank them and have a bracket, and then 1 to 8, and let things sort themselves out, or what?
I don't think they're doing that. I think it's going to be either a certain number of conference representatives, or they're going to be like, hey, let's take a look at this picture and see who's who. See who's the top 8.
And that would make sense.
I will see if I can look that up real quick on my AIA
there's so many
app.
changes that keep going. It's hard to keep track of what sports doing what. And
yes.
I'm sure I've heard. Because I want to say there was one sport that they were,
Little contact there.
Little contact. You see some fans pretty disgruntled because she did get pushed. You saw the arm extended. I would have called that because she extended the arm. Looks like the ref actually did call it.
This is something that's really interesting to me at the soccer level is that you'll get calls 20 seconds after the fact, and it's okay. It's interesting.
They play the advantage.
Okay.
So, because, I mean, if I'm on a breakaway and someone trips me and I get right back up and I still have the breakaway,
You let it go.
you let it go. But if I have the breakaway to score and someone trips me and you just call it and I actually go kick it in, it's like, oh, I just lost that opportunity.
So they'll let a play unravel a little bit to see if the advantage is still there or not?
Correct.
Okay.
And that's one of the advantage that you have to having the middle official and then the flags, because the flag can call it.
Aha.
And then the middle official can let it play out and then say, oh, he's got it there. There's a foul there.
Oh, okay. So the flag goes up on the outside, and it's almost informational until the middle guy lets
Blows the whistle.
Okay.
Because a lot of times they'll hold the flag up, and if the middle official doesn't agree or doesn't want to call it, then they won't.
Really?
Yeah.
Defensive move there by number 24 for the Lady Elks, Gracie Williams, sophomore.
We're ranked 7th, if that
7th.
coming into tonight.
Okay.
And you were saying you think it was top 8 possibly?
That's how it normally is.
Okay.
For girls soccer, the top 8.
But they went a few years ago. They went to top 4 only.
That's a short bracket.
Yeah,
That's boom,
it
boom.
was semifinals and finals a couple of years ago.
True, but the first 2 rounds, they still did the first 2 rounds at the home place. It was just kind of a game.
They eliminated the quarterfinals.
Oh, really?
Yes. A few
Interesting.
years ago, they went to 4 teams only. And I don't know where they're at.
If they still do 4 teams, then this might be the last game.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
And I only asked that question a while ago because you're talking about here it is 9 minutes left, 1-1. You're going to see a completely different Lady Elks team come out in a few minutes because it's it. This is it,
Yeah.
and they want the win.
Yeah.
Not that you don't always want the win.
Oh, we got a possible breakaway.
Whiting.
Ashley.
It's a foot race. Whiting
One touch.
in the
Boom.
box. Oh.
Right at the keeper.
Right to the keeper.
She went down hard.
Looks like she's having a hard time getting up.
Clear gets to midfield. Elks back in control of the ball.
Oh, big hit. Some energized fans, we'll put it that way.
I
Yes,
think
I'm hearing that through my headphones, yes.
I think those plays, that's where you're seeing some of what Ethan said about it
The
being
most violent
the most violent, because you see them just knock each other.
Oh,
hit each
a
other.
dangerous play right there. And that was a perfect example of what you were just saying, Cass. That is a dangerous play, high kick in Emma's face, but she kept control of it. That would have been one that it would have been okay for him to let it go.
To let it go.
Right there.
Especially, suppose she would have just kicked it in the goal.
Yes.
Well, he blew the whistle. It stopped.
Yeah.
And so that's where there's a lot of controversy that happens and a lot of things that blow up, because if the ref calls stuff and
nice
beautiful shot.
Nice.
A nice block defender there to get it out for Blue Ridge.
Elks are going to get the ball back. So whistle is blown, cast ball is dead in soccer. End of play. So that's a hockey parallel as opposed to a basketball parallel. But if you let loose of the ball, blow the whistle, basket could still be good in basketball, not in soccer.
Right. Yeah.
So that just brings up one more point of how important it is for the officials to be playing that advantage appropriately and not be killing a play, especially 1-1 at the end of the game.
Right.
Now, okay, so it stays 1-1. We end regular time here. Is there overtime? Do we go to a PK? What do we do at this level?
It'll go to our bylaws, and we need to figure. I mean, I don't know what our bylaws are. I know when I was coaching, especially if it was determining if you were going to state or not, then it was, it would go to a shootout.
Shootout.
14 bracket. I just looked it up on AIA. 14 bracket.
So it is 4.
So it's going to be tight.
So this will be tough. This might be the last game.
Yes.
So the Lady Elks beating a team like Blue Ridge would speak well to them, but they're ranked 7th now. They'd have to go up 3 positions because of this game in order to get to the
What
playoffs.
ranking is Blue Ridge? Did you see?
Let's look at that.
Again, power rankings apparently only a number, not a deciding factor right now.
Correct. It's based on region standings. That's what it says. This year it is based on region standings.
So we're getting ready to see the game that Cass was talking about. 5 minutes, 50 seconds left in the ball game. Not a lot of stoppage on the field, so is the clock ringing fairly true at this point, Cass, besides the card that we had?
Yeah, it's
Honestly, I think he is using the game clock because I don't see a watch on him. And he was pretty adamant a couple of moments ago about when Blue Ridge scored to stop the clock.
Interesting.
Yeah.
In fact, he even yelled up to the booth, make sure they stopped it.
He's just counting in his head right now. 316 Mississippi, 315 Mississippi. So we had flag football here over the weekend. It was, you talk about another youth sport, right? Another thing. But we were joking because there's a 7 count, or there's a 7 yard, but there's also a 7-second count they have to pass it. And we had parents counting it, and we were yelling at them because they were doing it wrong because they weren't saying Mississippis. You know, it's one Mississippi. This is flag football.
Blues just had a run, shot on goal, goes wide right, didn't quite get it in.
Yeah, sorry, I'm talking during the most exciting part of the game, not about soccer.
That's all right.
We just happened to be in the Dome. We had 2 games in the Dome on Saturday.
Well, that's fun. It's fun that they're adding opportunities for kids to choose and decide what they want to play. And you know, I know at young ages some people feel that.
There we go.
Nice send going
All
up
right,
to
here
number
we go.
16.
Bella should get a second.
Bella.
Salazar. Oh,
That number-
another opportunity.
Nice opportunity. Oh, cleared out by
that
Blue Ridge.
Nice play by that number 10 for Blue Ridge. She outran her to the point right there, to the spot.
Well, and back to the kick. I thought Bella was going to have an opportunity right there, and she stuck right back on her. And that's an opportunity where you would need to see a strong left footer be able to complete that.
Correct. Coming back with that left foot
Yep.
to fire it in. It almost looked like Bella was a little out of position to be able to really fire with her left foot. And I think that hesitation was what lost the opportunity.
Yep.
I don't-
3.5 minutes left in the ball game. Your Elks tied right now with the Lady Yellow Jackets.
Okay, so this is where it's just intense. I mean, if you see everyone just pushing, trying to score, I mean, that's. I can't tell you how many games I coached where the score was 1-1, 2-2, and you lost in the last 3 minutes or you won it in the last 3 minutes just because of it.
Well, and this is what I was waiting for. I was waiting. Do you throw fresh legs in? Do you try to sub right at the end? It looks like the Elks have one that they'll sub.
Yeah, it looks like Ashley, which is a good one they want to get in.
Yes.
Now, dead ball with possession is when you can sub, when you can control a sub.
Correct.
It depends on, and Blue Ridge would have to be the one that kicked it out. If Ram Valley
Has to
kicks
be
it out.
Correct. Round Valley throw-in.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to control the ball, is what I was saying.
Yeah.
And then if Blue Ridge subs and we want to sub, we can also sub at that point if it was Blue Ridge control, correct? If the
Right.
other team subs, you can follow.
Right. Now, if the game does end in a tie, there will be 2 10-minute overtimes.
Finch picks it up right outside. Well, there's so many lines again. Never mind. She's still way in the box. I'm losing my mind.
And the thing that people need to realize, it's not sudden death in overtime.
Nope.
It's a mini game.
Because that would make it the most violent sport I've ever. If it was sudden death, I mean, Ethan would be absolutely right. I mean, come on.
Got me there, Mr. McBride.
So, but what
got
you're
me
saying
there.
is the clock runs. It's not first score ends the game. The clock runs.
And,
Yeah.
and you switch sides, too.
Yep.
You go 10 minutes and then switch sides 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's
And then if it's still tied after that, usually it ends in a tie unless the bylaws are to go for the goal.
have a free kick from about 40 yards out. Oh,
Number 15, nice shot,
Ooh.
just over.
that was scary.
That was close.
That
I
was
blinked
close.
and thought it went. I thought it was in. Did it go between the uprights, underneath the uprights, but above the goal?
Correct.
That was a
Almost-
good shot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whew. Minute and a half, ladies and gentlemen. Minute and a half. And again, only the penalty was the only time the clock stopped. And if the ref is going off the clock, we have 1:20 left. If not, there's not a lot of overage. We should
Right.
see the game end in about 90 seconds.
Yeah. And if you see Blue Ridge is all pushed up, they're doing everything they can to score.
And with a minute left, when you're playing defense, are you just going to try to run the clock and clear it out?
You're
at
just
this
kicking
point?
it out. They're just kicking it out, letting the clock run if you're in
Just
that
like that.
position. Yep.
Yeah, don't give them opportunities.
Yep.
Because now 10 seconds are wasted as we get the ball back in play. And that's when you pay the little second grader to run off with the ball or something, right? Slow down. Just kidding. I almost died, Steven. You weren't here. We almost lost all the gear.
Oh, yeah, I was over there.
You saw it.
Yeah. So I told the Bella's grandma, I said, we about lost a couple of grand in equipment right there. Hey, great save.
Hey,
I think you'd have been a natural goalie.
I was just trying to save
younger
Cass's
days.
life. I saw it coming at the talent and wasn't going to let that happen.
The
Oh,
funny
ball
thing
in the
is,
box.
oh, nice shot.
Oh.
That ball took a weird
Yeah,
bounce.
Yes,
took a
it
I
did.
thought it was going to take a bounce and go in. Nice job by Jaden to
There's
grab it.
some crazy English on that ball
Yeah.
to bring in a
got
tennis
10
reference.
seconds.
Sure it wasn't. Well, no, I won't go there.
Maddie Mariscal passes it upfield route, and there's a whistle.
Oh,
At
that's the
0.
game. 3 whistles. Game's over.
Gonna send it into overtime.
Overtime.
So we should see 2 10-minute overtimes that would lead up to a PK shootout should no goals occur.
No PKs.
No PKs. It'll end in
yeah,
a tie.
it'll end in a tie unless, like, the bylaws of the
League change.
the league changed or they decided that's what they wanted.
So the referee currently talking to the captains right now, getting things lined out for the overtime play.
That's a 2 10-minute halves.
Huge thanks to our sponsors for making this live stream happen. We wouldn't be able to do this without it. We've got some kids here working with us this afternoon, some new staff right now working the cameras, and so a huge thanks to all the sponsors that help make our streams work every time that we do a stream. Dan was ordering Pop Shop before the game got going. We got so much going. LeSueur Automotive, funny story there. Aaron LeSueur, at the football game, we were giving away an oil change for LeSueur Advanced Automotive, and he sent a picture in asking if he could win his own oil change, which I thought was kind of funny. But huge thanks again to Aaron LeSueur, new sponsor on the streams. Dan Muth, we can't get rid of him for some reason. Oh, hey, Dan. Trail Riders is back open, guys. Steven,
Oh.
have you eaten there yet?
No, I haven't. Sounds like I need that chicken fried steak with green chili over the top of it.
That's it. I was trying to. So I made a post about it because we went the night that they opened, and I was trying to think of what it was we talked about. And I got my stuff. My son likes the Dino Nuggets, blah blah blah, and I forgot. I was trying to think of yours, and it was chicken fried steak with green chili on it.
I can't even take credit. That came from my brother. He's the one that turned me on to that, and it is good. And now that's all my wife eats. We go to there or Sapphire or any other restaurant that has it. That's what we have is chicken fried steak with green chili over the top of it. They do it right at Trail Riders. I'm glad to see them back open. It's been a long time since I've been able to have any of their food, and it's good stuff.
So huge thanks to Jody and Melissa for supporting us and being part of the Let's Go Elks family of sponsors that help us bring the action to you. I'm not sure. I had Dan in the chair here. I've got to find my sponsor list real quick just to make sure that we make sure everybody gets the love that they deserve for being part of the Let's Go Elks sponsor family. Oh, I think I just found it. Here we go. So we talked about Aaron LeSueur. Again, he's got the coolest scarecrow in town, if you ask me, I think. That's kind of a funny setup. Always honest, always fair, certified gas and diesel with a friendly staff. Go see LeSueur Advanced Automotive on Main Street in Eager. Booger Reds, I just had lunch there today, and this is kind of the personal touch that I love, is that they brought me an extra salsa with my chips and salsa because they know I'm going to ask them anyway to bring it back. And so, again, the Madriagas, huge supporters of Let's Go Elks, so huge thank you to Booger Reds. Molly Butler Lodge, gotta love. I was at Molly's last weekend. Man, all I do is eat out. Apparently, no. I was doing some work in Greer and got to see Sandy and Irene, and always great to see them. They're awesome.
Another personal touch. You know, they'll take care of you if they know you have a little favorite. They'll try to dish it up for you if they can.
Yeah, so huge thanks. Before we come back to the game, well, we got time. We got 10 minutes, so we're going to talk a little bit more about our amazing sponsors. But, guys, if you're going to come up and visit, if you're watching the stream and your grandma from Arkansas and you're going to come visit, you're going to want to talk to the amazing people at White Mountain Off-Road. The Marbles have got UTVs and ATVs to get you up in the mountains to have a blast. The coolest thing, they'll even deliver If you let them know where you're camping, they will bring the fun to you. Half-day, full-day rentals. All you got to go is to the website, whitemountainoffroad.com, and book right there. You can see what's available for what days in the moment right then. Ryan and Heidi, great people, great supporters. They will let you know what they got. Up to 6 people, UTVs, and so see the great people at White Mountain Off-Road.
That's a great offering up here. You know, I've wondered for years why nobody had done it. You know, you go to these other places, kind of rural mountain outdoor areas, and they have rentals everywhere. And
yep.
It's a great idea for the Marbles to do that.
Well, and they have trailer rentals. You can rent the trailer. They'll deliver to you. They got helmets. I think end to end. You call, let them know. They will take care of the entire thing for you. And, guys, we're in overtime here. Round Valley Blue Ridge 1-1. Lady Elks senior night.
Got a push called, it looks like.
Did he push it real good? I guess it would be, did she push it real good? Sorry. Little salt and pepper reference there.
The DJ of West coming out there.
Not that I want to get copywritten.
Yeah.
Hopefully on a hum we wouldn't get copyright strike.
That'd be funny. You get a lot.
Goes down.
You get a letter in the mail.
They'll shut us. They will pull the feed. Facebook will pull the feed if there's a copyright.
So that's the hardest thing about live streaming is that in the moment they will shut it down and we don't have any recourse. And so the fans that are watching us right now don't have any, they can't get the stream. And so we do everything we can to not have copyrighted content.
Oh, that was a nice shot.
Just not quite good. Again, she probably saw the yellow and kicked right to the yellow. It's just, for whatever reason, we mentally do it.
Just dialed in and attracted to it.
It's funny because in high school, my coach would always say, you want to kick away from the yellow, away from it. You're like, I try.
Coach, the ball is just attracted to it. I can't stop it.
I think there's a magnet pulling it.
My goalie shirt was multicolored, striped, vertical.
Nice. Round Valley slowing things down. So, guys, time pending, we're going to try to do a little bit of a podcast action between the streams, but we'll see what we get. If not, we're going to have to invite Cass over and do the podcast another evening. But for those of you that don't know, Cass, aside from being a basketball and soccer aficionado, is also the business manager. Is that the correct title? Did I mess that up, Cass? Business manager for Round Valley Schools. Make sure that things get paid, things get taken care of. I'm sure there's about 9 bajillion other things in your job title. Well, most of it not even probably in your job title, but you do anyway.
It just keeps adding.
That's right. It's the last thing on your job description, right? And all other applicable duties or something, right?
Well, the thing is you just find things you have to do. Like, oh, well, who's going to take care of that? Yes, I am.
Oh, opportunity for a breakaway here.
Oh. Number 18 with the shot. Goes to the right.
Nice defense.
Right there was a play where Blue Ridge was not used to the bounce of the turf. Yep. The girl kind of hesitated, wasn't sure what kind of bounce she was going to get right there, and it kind of affected how she approached the ball right there.
Right, and the turf's never wet. The turf, you're not a lot of those factors that you have on a real grass field. You're not going to have in here. There's no wind. Consistently annoying yellow sunlight. Good stop.
He just had a corner shot right to number 12, and she got contact with it.
That
couldn't get it in.
That was a scary play if you're an Elk fan.
Yes.
Nice knee ball by Blue Ridge. Round Valley trying to get it on their side.
Nice turn. There we go.
There we go. Ashley Whiting off to the races. 16 again, getting those hips in there.
Yeah.
Round Valley's going to get the ball in a good place, though.
If you see, she just gets her hips right in front of the other person, and then she has control. I mean, you can't get around it. There's just no way.
We'd have to show that to the flag football kids. We'll get them lined out.
A little bit different.
Yeah, it's like, well, wait.
I was just trying to picture it in a flag football game.
Well, so something.
Oh, okay. Nice cross.
Round Valley offensively, Blue Ridge is going to kick it out. So interesting rules in flag football is you don't know it until it's theirs. You can't lead block in flag football. If you do not have the ball, you have to stop and let the play essentially get by you. Or because if you're lead blocking, just Mighty Ducks flying V that action and nobody can touch the flag, right? So that was an interesting thing I learned last weekend.
You know, that this flag football league, I don't know if people realize, is sponsored by the NFL. So NFL plays 60 flag football, I'm pretty sure.
It is, which is mostly a good thing. This year, a little bit of controversy behind it. I had a few parents asking about whether they wanted to support the NFL or not, considering the state of events that we're in.
The way
So,
things are now.
right. So I like you would have asked me any other year, pretty much. I would have been like, well, yeah, let's do it. NFL football, that's great. And the kids love it because they're the Chiefs and the 49ers, and the jerseys are there. So that is a really cool aspect of it.
Yeah.
Except for my son. My son's on the Kansas City Chiefs.
He
First thing he
doesn't
comes
like-
home from practice, like, Dad, my jersey's red and white.
Tell him it's more of a burnt red orange. It's not that other red that I'm not going to say.
But there's a yellow in there,
Yeah.
too.
That's
so.
what Amanda said, or my mom said. She's like, tell him there's yellow. It's okay. But, talking about red and white, St. John's, nice shot on goal. St. John's has brought some teams, and so St. John's making the drive over for the flag football stuff. So it's cool that we were able to make that connection and let them come support it as well.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Yeah, I'm actually on the Youth League Basketball League, and they were like, flag football has St. John's coming to play. Should we do the same in basketball? So.
How many? But I would imagine they have a strong enough program. Do they have a league going on there? Just like Little League Baseball,
That's
right?
what I told them. That's what I told them. That they have their own league going on over there. So.
But with baseball, with Little League Baseball in the older age groups, you do play St. John's. They work them into the schedule, and you do a little, just more games, more play, right?
Well, it's also a little different because you have bigger teams too.
Yep.
Basketball, you have 8, 9 kids per team. So you can make more teams.
Which is what we're seeing with flag football as well. When there's 5 on the field, then, you're going to have
great hustle by the goalie
but
there.
She dropped it, wasn't able to hang on to it.
She crosses it back out.
Good hustle back out there, though, and you
Shot
see.
on goal.
Nice
save.
Nice stop, Jaden.
But again, really nice defense. You see 2 of the Elks defenders in there when she went out for the ball.
Nice flick.
That was pretty there by Ashley.
Yeah, she does a little flick with her head and gets it to another teammate.
Wow.
1-1, guys. 3 minutes left in the first of 2 overtimes. So if a score runs and we finish the first overtime, gameplay would be over. There's no reason to go to the second 10 minutes.
You always do the 2.
You do both. Oh,
yes.
So we're in for
Always.
20 minutes, period.
No matter what.
Yes.
Well, there's that.
That's how it always goes.
Okay.
Yeah. But they will give the boys time to warm up.
We may start a little later than 6.
Yeah, it'll go later than 6, I'm sure.
Nowhere else I'd rather be. That's what it.
Well, yeah.
Another nice stop. Again, shooting right at the yellow.
That's good for the girls' game scorekeeper because she'll won't be here until right at 6, and so.
Oh, there we go. 12 on the Blue Ridge defense, picking it up, trying to get control of the ball. Ball stays in, but it is out. I believe that's Mortensen with the throw in.
She sends Emma Young up the sideline. Blue Ridge will probably just kick it out. And then
16 again. It's really neat watching her control position with another player, like Cass says with her hips. Like, she gets in position and she doesn't let him around.
She's got it down. She
Yeah.
knows how to shield the ball so that she wins the ball and she prevents the other person from getting it.
Nice job, Lily Jones, getting the ball up that side.
Ball cleared out. It's going to be out on Round Valley by Ashley Whiting. 1 minute, 33 seconds. And again, so far it seems like we're working off of the actual clock.
Right. Got 13 going up the right side.
13 with the
for
breakaway.
Blue Ridge.
That
Nice
bevel
job,
speed.
Kiala.
Was that
Kiala
Bella?
is fast.
Yeah.
Kiala made
Kiala.
a nice, kicked it into another gear and got there and defended that play.
So almost the same place we were at the end of regulation. 1 minute left to play. Blue Ridge offensively being aggressive right now.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ball's out.
Ooh, that was scary.
Yeah. That could have been questionable hands. If
Yep.
you saw her coming in.
And she went.
Right, and it hit her hand, and it looked like she deliberately came in and hit. So, I mean, that could be very questionable.
Well, and if it was the player I saw that put her hands up after, I think she even felt that too. She's like, "I wasn't me." Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Telltale sign.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of like, oh, I didn't hold. As
Right.
the hands come up,
22
Bevel.
seconds left right now. Belleville making a move. Round Valley trying to break it into their half of the field.
Oh,
Pass
nice,
to Young.
Emma.
Nice pass up to Emma.
Young trying to look for a pass. She's just going to work it in the middle.
In the
Oh,
box.
got attack.
Oh!
Oh,
They didn't have control. That's not a card.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's fair game until the goalie has it. If the goalie has it in their possession, you can't touch them.
so I believe that was our whistle.
It's
Yep.
the end. Yep.
End of the first overtime.
And the goalie right there, she has the right to the ball. It's in the box. She's got a right to it. She couldn't have been called for a foul right there. Is that right?
Right. Right.
Even though she kind of took out Emma, but that's her job. That's her ball. She can go
it's
get it.
perfectly okay. And if she gets the ball, the one thing she can't do, like there was one time playing, I was in a game and I came and I was coming out, the goalie came out, and as the goalie came out, I kicked the ball past the goalie, and the goalie came down, and I jumped over the goalie, and the goalie just grabbed me and tackled me.
Okay.
And he actually got a red card and got kicked out because
You can't deliberately.
you can't deliberately just tackle him, and
Yeah.
because I would have scored a goal had he not
Yeah.
done that. And so, that's exactly. But if he makes contact, does anything with the ball, you can shield it and do anything you need.
Yeah. So no malicious play, but you can. But other than that, you pretty much the box is yours. You
Yeah.
have a right to defend it.
So we've had 90 minutes of play, and we're going into the second overtime right now. One of our other sponsors is White Mountain Chiropractic, and in football, whenever something big gets adjusted, I always bring them up and talk about it. But what adjustments do you see Round Valley making in the last 10 minutes? Cass, is there anything you change, or do you just stick with the consistent soccer that we've been seeing so far?
One of the things that I would probably do is I would probably stack my front, and I would move Salazar up a little bit so she had more power, more opportunities to score.
Just one final aggression, make it a
Correct.
little different there.
And
Okay.
so I would probably have, this is just what I would do.
Okay.
And I would probably fortify my defense with my all defenders. Because if you notice that Round Valley's got a defender that keeps coming in,
Mhm.
rotating so that there's 4 there, then one keeps coming in. So I would probably put all 5 on the field and move Bella Salazar up so I had more power of attack
Okay.
to get goals. That would be my strategy.
Well, we'll see what happens. Blue Ridge, what are they saying in their huddle right now?
They're looking to push because they've had several opportunities. They're probably saying, let's get the ball in the goal, and let's push it up to try to get, make contact, get it in. Again, them, I haven't been able to pick out a lot of their strategies, but there's a couple of girls that I would probably push up for them, but I don't know.
Well, we're going to see we got 10 minutes left of soccer, Lady Elks soccer. And, guys, then what we'll do is we'll wrap this stream up. We'll hit the end button, and then we'll be back for boys, possibly starting a little later than 6. We may kick off the stream a little bit early with some pregame, but boys senior night coming up next against the Sholo Cougars here in the Dome. Usually they play outside. I was more than happy to hear that they decided to move it on the inside so we didn't have to try to tear down, tear up, get going. It'd just be crazy.
And then be out there in that freezing cold. Could you imagine playing soccer in that snow?
Right.
That would be, it'd
well,
be fun as a player.
Yeah. Well, I think they've rescheduled the Round Valley boys game with St. John's for next Tuesday.
Oh.
It's supposed to be a little bit cool next Tuesday. It could be quite the interesting outdoor game next week.
So that was a previously canceled game,
Yes.
Stephen?
It was canceled by the phantom coronavirus pandemic
Steven.
That happened.
epidemic in St. John's.
Oh,
last
that's right.
weekend.
That's right. But talking with administrators, put yourself in their shoes. That in the moment you hear something happens, there is an exposure. You make the call to make sure the kids are safe, and then once you make the call to the CDC, once you get Apache County involved, and you get the all clear, okay, let's get back to life as normal. But we want the kids to be safe more than anything else,
Yeah,
right?
and to clarify, I wasn't after that. I think that's but
now we know
the
it's
react
okay.
what happened Anyway, yes. I think the administrators made the right call for what they
in the
knew,
moment
for
with
what
the
they
information they had, right?
Yes.
It's never a fun seat to be in for any of us. I think everybody at this table is involved with some kind of a community event. Cass, I'm sure in your seat you have conversations like this all the time.
Correct.
About keeping the kids safe. We've hosted events throughout the year, a youth rodeo organization, and all of those things are how do we make sure everybody's safe? How can people feel safe to be here? And then how can we still have a good time? How can we still have a sense of community? So
You always have to err on the side of safety.
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, that's just what it is. And, you know, it stinks that they had to cancel the weekend just a little bit on something that didn't result in anything, but at the same time be thankful that it didn't result in anything.
Yes.
Nice
Oh,
shot.
nice.
A little too high.
Leave. Oh.
Yeah.
They looked at Emma to kick for the football team.
Oh, I could see that.
She's one of the players that
They looked at.
they looked at. Yeah.
Yeah. And it happens
Yes.
for sure.
Said they tapped Kevin Flores from the boys
Yeah.
soccer team.
Which she's doing a good job.
Oh, he's excellent. And another young kid, you know.
Yeah.
By a senior, he's going to be booting 60
What
yards.
year is he? Sophomore?
He's a sophomore, yes.
Yeah.
Have a push called here.
We've got looks like a direct kick.
Yes.
Now, why are they locking arms?
They're building a wall. So what it is, they build a wall saying that the player's going to kick over us. And they lock arms so nothing can get through.
Yeah.
So nothing will get through.
Blocks her view so she can't make a direct, get a good angle on the goal. She has to go around it or over the top of it, one of the two.
So the last, minute of the first overtime period was, it got pretty sporty down there.
It did. And here it is again. Blue Ridge crashing. Whenever you're fighting for that last goal, trying to score, I mean, it gets intense.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have stood in front of Emma Young coming at me with the ball.
I don't know. She's got a rocket.
Yes.
She can kick it, that's for sure.
She's strong.
Yeah. Do you know what it is that why she didn't end up being the kicker for? Did you hear that? Or you just-
Kevin outdid it.
it did.
Right?
Yeah. Well, that's a good reason.
Yeah. I know there were 3 boys that they looked at. Kevin, Brian Acosta, and Jacob Reese all tried out.
Okay.
They kept both Brian. Brian kicks for the JV when he can, and Kevin. Kevin got the varsity job. Ball in the box, ball in the box.
Blue Ridge just got it in there. They're just pounding it.
Yeah. Oh, goal kick. I was afraid that was going to be another corner, but that was a goal kick there.
I think the story of this game so far has been missed opportunities by Blue Ridge, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah.
Round Valley's had some missed opportunities too, and I mean the game just kind of it's that way. I remember one time playing, I had 19 shots on goal and scored 1.
Wow.
You know, like sometimes it's just the way you just can't get it in, and it's just it's frustrating, and so they experience it.
For those of you that don't know, we're sitting next to the leading scorer in Round Valley soccer, boys soccer history right here. Cass Pond is the leading scorer. Am I correct?
I don't know about that, but I did score several goals. I don't know, because there's been several that have come through that have been up there to where I was too. So
I just know Bowen Summers was gunning for your numbers when he was a senior.
Yeah.
I think he's being humble over here.
Oh!
Goal!
Emma Young with a goal.
That was a beautiful shot.
That was a beautiful
shot.
So now is that ball game then?
No,
No.
we still have another 4 minutes.
Oh,
20
so it's not
seconds.
sudden death?
No.
Nope.
he missed that conversation.
Yeah, he missed it.
Well, yeah, I guess, I'm standing back there in the cheap seats.
Yeah, that's where Wes said that if it were sudden death, it really would be gruesome.
Yeah, I need to turn this back over to Wes because he actually knows what's going on. Well, I can run the camera and stuff. I just...
If you watch, Blue Ridge now realizes that they've got to score, and so
Yes.
they're in a mad panic, trying to do everything they can to score.
Are you saying it's do or die, Cass?
That's it.
Oh, my.
Oh.
Ethan was right.
We just lost 20 seconds, too, or added 20 seconds. They forgot to turn the clock back on after that goal until just about 15 seconds ago.
So did center ref
Or
recognize it? Is he on
yes.
that?
Yeah.
So 4 minutes left to play. Your Round Valley Lady Elks leading 1-0 against the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. And from what I read
Oh my God, another shot.
we're still good.
Nice.
Oh, what
good
a
stop.
save
That's
by
good,
the
good save
goalie.
by the keeper
That
there.
was such a great attack by Emma to stick with it.
Twice.
Yep.
Yes.
Through two, still got a shot on goal, and halfway by the keeper. Keeper had to make a move for it. Round Valley not letting off the gas, and I don't think you can right now because, again, as
No.
we saw,
No.
it can change in moments.
That's it.
Oh,
Nice.
little punch up there. And then Round Valley 2, the ball gets the goalie. You take a little extra second to gather yourself
Well-
and see where the field looks like.
Another basketball parallel, right?
Mhm.
When you can control the ball, you slow it down, pump the brakes.
Yep.
And I think if we weren't where we're at on the field, you might see that a little bit. You'd see the Round Valley Elks passing around a little bit, trying to make touches, keeping the ball away.
Yep.
Yep.
3 minutes left in the ball game here. Elks leading by 1. Great game of soccer right
Yes,
now.
It is. This is exciting. This is what you want.
Oh, we
as
have a
senior
break.
for your
Possible
senior night.
breakaway.
The only thing better is winning, and hopefully we will pull it out.
Nice job, Kiala, taking control there and being in control right there to not get a foul in the middle of
Correct.
the field.
Because that girl, once again, just put her hips right in front of her,
Yep.
shielded her, and then took control.
So Coach Hamblin, Dan's letting us know that Coach Hamblin said if they win this game, the Round Valley Elks looking like they will go to the playoffs. So this game would bump them to a place in the playoffs.
Wow.
That's excellent.
So
So it might be placed on the top 1 or 2 of their conference.
Yeah.
And so what place is Round Valley in their conference? I guess you'd have
My
to know.
phone is dead, or else I would pull up. I've got 2% left, and so I'm on power saving. I can't get to the website right now.
we'll get you plugged in between games. I might know a guy with some cables.
Hey, nice to be connected.
Yeah. 2 minutes left to play, 1:45 actually. Round Valley with control, so again here you see them pumping the brakes, slow it down. Now, can the referee tell them they're stalling? Like, is there a stall call in soccer?
No.
Ooh, strategy.
But obviously, if you're just standing there,
They're going to blow a whistle.
they're going to blow the whistle and say, kick it.
It was interesting hearing had the older sister, veteran player up in the stands, yelling at her sister, "Take your time, take your time."
Well, and again, here we see what Cass talked about earlier. Every opportunity Round Valley gets, just kicking it back out, getting it out of bounds, slowing it down. Ball's going to roll out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick.
Corner, giving them the
Oh.
corner.
Oh, that's right. They were the last touch.
Yeah.
This is a dangerous situation with 50 seconds left of the ball
Yeah.
game.
Protect the post. Make sure you want to make sure the ball is marked. Every player's marked. Ball in the box. Loose ball.
Corner kick.
Another corner kick, 35 seconds. Players having to go get the ball, so that is going to slow things down just a little bit. Again, every second matters right
Yeah,
now.
they're hustling up, get reset, make the kick.
Left-footed kick,
Oh.
stopped by, is that Young?
Lily Jones.
Oh, Lily Jones. But again, back out by Round Valley. But again, same strategy, same defense.
Yep, got 16 seconds. Probably another little bit for stoppage time.
This may be the last opportunity for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. 7 seconds on the clock. Cleared more into the middle. Nice pass, or nice hit out.
Bella kicks it out. That's game.
Is that three
That's
whistles?
game.
Yes, the 3 whistles.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Round Valley
Round Valley
Lady Elks 2-1 victory against the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets.
It's exciting. Congratulations, Round Valley Elks. They played hard. They played their heart out. It's fun to watch.
Crowd a little bit excited. Lady Elks with a 2-1 victory over Blue Ridge. One of the seniors said that I read in their thing was that one of their highlights was tying Blue Ridge their senior year, which would have been earlier in the season. And so now to beat the Lady Yellow Jackets, that's got to feel pretty good, especially if this puts them in to the playoffs.
Right. Gives them that opportunity. If they get in, that's so neat.
So one of my favorite things to see is to see the soccer players giving love to the fans. It's always cool to see at the end of the game the soccer players coming over, giving love to the fans. And right away, the Sholo Cougars and the Round Valley Elks on the field getting warmed up. I think they think that we're starting here in 20 minutes, which we very well may be because of how the clock is set right now. We may be 20 minutes away from boys soccer. So to wrap things up, let's take a look. Right, cheer. Cass, your thoughts on the game as we get things finished for tonight?
You know, I was just proud of the way that Round Valley stuck it out and they worked hard. Like if you saw that they were working hard and winning balls and getting them and having opportunities and as a result it paid off. And so, I mean, my hat goes out to Round Valley for their effort and everything that they did and you know, Blue Ridge played a good, strong game, but I feel like, you know, overall in the game, Round Valley just had that little opportunity and played better, wanted it more. I think that's the phrase that they use a lot in sports, is, you know, and you could see it. They wanted it more there at the end.
Yes, they did. Had some great, you know, just physical plays. You know, Emma pushing through on, pushing the ball up and battling when she thought she had stopped twice. She kept going, got a shot on goal, and then hit that shot from the top to win it.
Yeah, that 40, what was it, about 40-yarder?
Yeah, that was a nice
40-yard
shot.
right in. I mean, you know, that's just beautiful shot, and it's hard to beat.
Yeah, and with the girls' goalies, you know, they struggle getting to the top of that goal. You know, you get that high lob.
Yeah, a lot of times they can't. And as
Yeah.
you saw, the goalie hit it
Yes.
with her hands, but of course it went back in the goal. And
Yeah,
it's
she
just
didn't have the strength to hold it. Where Jaden, she had almost identical shot in the second half and stopped it in the first
Correct.
overtime.
Yeah.
You know,
And as you saw, she popped it up and then was able to gain control of it.
a lot of times I've told goalie to punch it. Just punch it out over the top of the goal, you know.
Well, anything, right?
Yeah,
Anything
yeah.
to get it out, deflect it.
Yeah.
It's just a dangerous game, and we saw that ball deflect, that bad bounce, that weird bounce that could have been danger Will Robinson for the Elks, but luckily Miss Finch able to snag it in the second half there. But, guys, this is going to wrap things up for the Lady Elks. Huge win over the Lady Yellow Jackets. We were told by one of the coaches around Valley that'll put them into the playoffs, so hopefully we see a little bit more.
Potentially could.
So we'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully we see the Lady Elks with more soccer. This wasn't their last game, but what a great way to go. If it was their last game, what a great game to end it on.
Yeah, it's always good to beat Blue Ridge in soccer. They're kind of the dominant beast over the years in soccer.
They are for about 20 years. My senior year, they beat us in the state championship game, and that was Blue Ridge boys' first state championship game that they won, and then they won like 10, 15 in a row.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys, well, that's going to wrap it up on this live stream for Let's Go Elks. I got Dan Muth to my left without a headset on right now. I'm Wesley McBride.
Stephen Pena.
Cass Pond.
Guys, thanks for joining us. Be safe, make good choices. We'll be right back with you for Show Low Cougars Round Valley Soccer as senior night continues here in the Dome.